Hello everyone, it's Debbie again today, and we're back with part 2 of the ridge hat that I made. If you remember yesterday, I had come out with a video on how to make the brim of the hat with these ridges. And since I didn't need a whole nother hat, I just made a smaller version of the brim so that I can kind of show you how to continue on. And I know I kind of did how to join the ends together yesterday, but I think I'm going to go ahead and join them for you again today to give you a better view of that, because it was so small yesterday that I think you'll be able to see it better now that my brim is a little bit longer. So like I said, I didn't make it full size. I counted and I have 29 rows here. Like I said, on the hat itself, I want to say 51 rows. But just measure it and measure if your head or whoever's head you want it to fit. And it'll give you an idea of how many rows you want to make. And you just do it in the amount of inches. And I just did an uneven number of rows, an odd number of rows, so that whenever I folded it together, my tail where I started was on the same side of where I'm crocheting, and that way my tail is not in the way when I'm working on this end when we get to the other end. So so what I did, once I got the number of rows that I needed for my inches, for my diameter, I went ahead and did a slip stitch. So you want to try and do a slip stitch for each stitch. So you should have about 8 slip stitches. Oops. So that's one. I'm going to go right in here. Make sure you don't put them too far apart so they kind of close in everything and you don't have big gaps. 2. It's really, you wouldn't think it would be that hard looking through the camera and working, but it kind of is. 3. 4. It's coming out a little crooked there. It's not working in the camera. 4. I may have to watch under. Try and stay in the camera. 5. And just, it doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to, you need to make sure you do it tight enough so that you don't have big gaps in your work. It's a hat. Keep your head warm. So you want to make sure that you that it's tightly woven in and you don't have big gaps. Yeah. That way, well, can get to go in there. So, all right. There we go. So we have a nice little join here. And this is the outside of the hat, so we're working from the outside. So when we're done, you're going to turn the hat inside out, the other way. So now we're going to be doing double crochets. So right here you want to, oops, my hook's on the wrong side. You want to chain 2, and we're going to try and put 1 double crochet in every row that we crocheted this way. So I have 29 29 rows. So we're going to try and do 29 double crochets, and it doesn't have to be exact. So we're going to yarn over and go in right here somewhere. this is about the hardest part right here. Is getting these stitches in the right place. I mean, in, because it's a little tricky going in sideways on the stitches. But once we get this row done, everything is, well, pretty much smooth. I'm gonna have to, because, let me start that stitch over. I just can't look through the camera and do this. That's just tricky looking through that camera and trying to make these stitches. And I'm trying to make sure I stay in the camera screen so that everyone can see. I don't like where that stitch is. Let me do that over. Okay. So we're going to do that right up in here. Like I said, it's a little tricky getting them in there. But once you get this first row done, it's pretty easy from here on. But you want to kind of get them in there. And we're doing, like I said, we're doing double crochets all the way around. And try and get like the 29 stitches. Well, that ain't right. I'm doing singles, okay. Oh, now I'm trying to do a triple. Okay. I'm working on another pattern doing triple crochets and I'm confusing myself here. Okay. So we're going to try and get them pretty even. And if you don't know how to make a double crochet, you're going to yarn over. And then you're going to go through. And then you're going to yarn over and pull out. And then you're going to yarn over and go through the 2 loops. And then yarn over and go through those last 2 loops. So we're going to do this all the way around, trying to get them pretty even. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. As long as it's pretty even, it will look good and it will look tight. And I'm not even sure that I have the exact number of rows I've done on the other hat, but it came out really nice. I really like the way the hat looks. I was impressed with myself that I actually thought this up on my own. I enjoy it, and I need to learn a little more. This yarn, you know, is a little hard to frog, so if you make a mistake, you might have to, if you're using this, you may have to frog it slowly, because it does tend to stick on itself. I have some ideas of what I want to do with the rest of this yarn, but I thought I would do a tutorial while I still had the yarn, and you know, I really like the way the colors work up. They're really, really pretty. And this is the same yarn, if you've watched my videos in the past, that I made the scarf out of for a friend of mine from church. So yeah, it is a nice yarn. I also bought a different colorway of this one. Not sure what I'm gonna make with it. Maybe another scarf. I really would like to make some stuff to sell, but with it being winter right now, I'm probably not going to get enough stuff made to sell this year. Maybe next year. And maybe next year I'll be a little more advanced enough and learn enough to be able to possibly rent a table spot at the farmer's market or something to that effect, and be able to sell some things, or maybe even get some orders for selling some of my projects. I don't like the way that came out. Let me redo that. fact, yesterday I was trying to frog this because I had lost a stitch somewhere, the piece I started yesterday in the video, and I had to cut it because it wasn't coming apart. So, you know, because of the little fuzz, because I mean, if you see it, there's the little hairs that kind of stick up on this. Well, they tend to get caught on itself, and it makes the yarn a little hard to frog sometimes. So, but it's such a pretty yarn; it's worth the effort. It wasn't that much yarn I had lost in frogging, but it was just stuck. I mean, it was like I might have split the yarn and went through it, but it just wasn't coming apart. So we're almost done with this first row, and then I'm going to show you what I did on the second row to make that little ridge that came out on the hat. But it's really much easier if I look from the side around the camera instead of into the camera to do this. So like I said, you're gonna have like one stitch for every row. And then when we get to the end, as you can tell, we're at the end here, you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first chain stitch, that top chain stitch. So we're going to slip stitch into there. Oops, I think I just got part of it. I like to try and get the two loops because it doesn't pull apart and make a big hole, because when you just get the one strand, it tends to pull. So I like to get two strands, and that way you see it doesn't have that big loop. Okay, so the first row was just regular double crochets all the way around. Now I'll show you the inside. What I did on the inside was, okay, my first row was just regular double crochets, and then the next row up is a back post double crochet, a back post double crochet. So I will show you how to do that, and that's basically what I did. I did a regular double crochet row, and then I did a back post double crochet row. Then I did a regular double, and then the back post double, and then a regular double, and then this row is where I started the decrease. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 regular rows, and then on that 6th row, I started doing the decrease to decrease and close up the top of the hat. So, and because I didn't have my granddaughter here to try it on, I just did 2 regular back posts and then 2 together. And I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But I'm going to do a couple more rows with y'all. I'm trying to do them really quick so that we can get going and this video's not like extremely long. But then when you turn the hat the right side out, it gives you these ridges. And I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, but I really like them. I think they're cute. Now, granddaughter's only 11 months old, so she's not big on leaving it on her head. But let me show you how we do that. Okay, so back post double crochet. You're going to do just like a regular double crochet, but you see the post right here from that double crochet. We're going to go in front of, I have to look around the camera, from the one side of the post and then around. As you can see, the post is on the hook. So we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to come through. Then we're going to yarn over and come through, and then yarn over and come through. So you can tell that there's a little bump right there because you're going behind. So you're going to go behind that post. Yeah. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through. Oops, we caught it. Okay. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to chain. We need to chain 2 over here. Sorry about that. So we're going to yarn over and do a chain 2. Now we'll go back and do that again. I'm sorry. So we're going to go through that first double crochet. Let me do that slower for you to understand. So we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to go in and come out. So we're going around the post of the stitch instead of through the top of the stitch. And then just you do your regular double crochet. So it's a regular double crochet. It just goes around the post of the double crochet. That looks like I messed up that double crochet right there. Then you're going to go through, come around, and go through. Okay, so a normal double crochet, we would yarn over and go through the top of the stitch right here. But we're not doing that. We're going around that post at the bottom of the stitch. So I'm going to do that. I may just like make this into 3 videos because I'm already looking at them at 16, 17 minutes. And I'm gonna have to do a few more rows to get to where I can show y'all how to start decreasing. And then if you look on the other side, it gives you that little ridge there that is on the finished hat. It gives you that little ridge. And that way you have that ridge, and you know, since I named it the Ridge Hat, I didn't know what to name it, but you know. But anyway, sorry, my yarn's kind of caught and you can't see what I'm doing. All right. Okay. So let me show you that a couple more times, and then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and post this video, and then I'll get some more of the hat done. And then when I come back tomorrow, I can do y'all a part 3 on doing the decreases. So let me see if I can hurry up and finish this row, and then I will show y'all real quick. Don't want to make y'all sit here and watch me do the whole hat. See if I can. I have to go. So that's what we did. That's what I did. I did this all the way around. This front post double crochet, and it's called a front post because the post comes in front of your hook. So it's on the front of your hook. Because there's a back post too, you know, for any beginners out there that might be watching and trying to understand. There's also a back post where you would come in and put your post like this, you know, so the post is on the back of the stitch of the hook. So we're doing the front post. So putting the post on the front of the stitch of the hook, so that it gives it that bulge in the front. So I did one row like this. So I'm trying to hurry up and kind of get to the end of this row so that y'all can, if you're making this along with me while I'm working on a little bit more of the hat without the video, y'all can know what I'm doing and work on it. That way, whenever I put the next video out, uh, y'all will be able to be caught up with me. So I did 5 rows, and the first row was just your regular double crochet, I'm almost to the end. Just making your regular double crochets into the top of the ridge. and then I did this next row, like I said, is the front post double crochet. Well, can't catch it. Catch my yarn. I'm almost to the end, and then I'm going to show y'all what I did with the next row, and then I'll explain to y'all what I did. That way y'all can get the hat where y'all need to be for the next video, and that way if you're making it along with me, you'll be ready for what I have next. So it's really hard to watch into the camera and do this at the same time. It's much easier for me to watch on the side, and then I've got to watch the camera to make sure it's in the view of the camera. Okay, so we're at the end, and you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that top of that second chain we did. So slip stitch there. Okay, so remember we did the first row was the regular double crochets, and this yarn is very dark now. It's done switched to a very dark color that is kind of hard to see. Sorry about that, y'all. And then we did a row of the front post double crochets. So like I said, if you look on the inside of it, it gives you that ridge that we have on that other hat. Then the next row I did, I'm going to chain 2, and the next row is the regular double crochet. So we're going to go in the top of the stitches like you do a normal double crochet, and we're going to do that all the way around. So double crochet in every stitch around. So we're going to do that, a regular double crochet every stitch around. It's a simple basic hat. So instead of continuing to do this, I'm going to explain to y'all what I did, and then whenever I put out the next video, I'll have this up to where we need to start the decreasing, and that way I can show y'all how to do the decreases and how I did them. And it depends on, the size of the head, how long you want the hat, on how many rows you're going to do, how many decrease rows you're going to do. Because when I started decreasing, I was like, well, maybe I should have waited a little bit longer before, like did another row or 2. But it fit her. I wish I could add a picture to the video, because I have a picture of her wearing it, and she looks so cute in it. But I'm gonna have to watch some videos on YouTube and find out how to add pictures and do that. So I did that all the way around, okay? So, all right, on the hat. So we did the first row, regular double crochets, and then we did the next row, back post double crochets. Then we did regular double crochets, then back post double crochets. then regular double crochets, and then this row is where I started the decrease, because I started the decrease on the front post double crochets. So um, so if you're making the hat along with me, or if you're just watching, so you're going to do your ridge row, your brim, and then you're going to do one row of regular double crochets, one row of front post double crochets, one row of regular double crochets, one row of front post double crochets, and then do another row of regular double crochets. And this is where we'll be when we start back on the next video, so that this is where we started the decrease. So I did 2 rows of the same exact decrease, and then I just started decreasing more as we went up to make the hat smaller and smaller. So if you want to join me back tomorrow, or maybe in a couple of days, I know Thanksgiving's coming up, so I'm hoping to be able to squeeze it into all the stuff we have going on. But if you want to make it up to this, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and this is a regular, stop on that regular double crochet, and then when we come back, we'll be doing this 6th row, which is a front post double crochet with the decrease, and I'll show you how to do those decreases when we come back. Well, I hope you're making this hat along with me. I hope you found a nice color to make it in. I think it would even look cute in a solid color, but I really like the colorway of this cherry on top. And if you can't remember what I'm using this Ferris Wheel Line brand. It's a 4-weight. They recommending a 5mm hook, and I am actually using a 4.5, and this is what I used to make the hat. And it fit my 11-month-old, she's almost 11 months old, my 11-month-old granddaughter. So if you'd wanted to fit a younger child, you'd want to use a smaller hook. And for a larger child, you'd want to use a larger hook. Or an adult, you'd really want to use a larger hook. So that, and we have cherry on top is the colorway, if you're interested in using the same one that I used. So yeah, give me a thumbs up, a like, share the video. I'm hoping you're making the hat along with me, and I will see you again in a couple of days. Thanks, bye.
Choo-choo.